Alright, good morning, evening, afternoon, and today I'm at Otoineppu, Hokkaido's smallest village and one of the smallest villages in all of Japan. Otoineppu is a village that sits between Asahikawa and Wakkanai, marking its halfway point. And at only 584 residents, the village is the smallest in Hokkaido and almost certainly one of the smallest in the whole country. It rose to prominence during Hokkaido's railway boom, becoming an important junction point between the Soya Line and Tenpoku Line. However, the Tenpoku Line shut in 1989 and combined with population loss across the country, it's fallen far from its peak of around 4,000 residents and sits alone in the middle of Hokkaido. Before that though, we start at Asahikawa, Hokkaido's second biggest city and often overshadowed by its bigger brother, Sapporo. Alrighty, and we start in front of Asahikawa Station, the station of Hokkaido's second biggest city and I believe the coldest city in all of Japan. So we've still got about two and a half hours until our train arrives, if it even departs. More on that, I'll touch on that a bit later. So where we're at actually now is Odori, what's said to be Japan's first pedestrianised street apparently. Ironic that it's in the coldest city. You would have thought that people didn't want to be outside, but that's fine. But if we continue down Odori, there should be a few kind of sculptures and interesting little monuments. So let's go check that out. Yeah, imagine when it's dark, these lights must be very pretty. It's a shame we're not here in the dark, but ah well. So in terms of what Asahikawa's most famous for, it's probably its zoo, which just looking at the pictures has like penguins and all that cool stuff. I believe it's one of the better zoos in all of Japan. I would love to go. I'm probably going to go when I loop back to Asahikawa in a few days. I'm not sure if I'll record anything about that. If I did, I guess I'll show a few pictures and videos now. But yeah, that's probably its most famous thing. But what we're going to be doing is following Odori to a park, which is supposed to be quite nice. So we'll hang out there, maybe see if I can get myself a coffee, and then we'll walk back to the station to catch our train. Sorry, just slipped there. It's the big buttery bacon back burger. So we've come to the end of the main pedestrianised street, and you can see there's a lot less people. It's a lot less busy, but you have also very cozy places like this. Kissa Shinka. This looks like a really cozy place. In any case, I prefer places with less people. Oh, look at this though. Got a big old tower of something. Does it say something on there? It's got like models of people or whatever. I'm not quite sure, but this is like a whole little like garden street. I didn't know this was here. Let's take a look at it. Alright, so we consult this map, and oh my god, this is very deep snow. Oh, look at my feet. That is very deep. Anyways, if we consult this map, so we're there, and then the park that we're going to be visiting is over there. So what we can do is check out this little strip here and go down that way, which should lead us to the park. So yeah, let us do that and let me get out of the really thick snow. Let's take a look. Bloomington Normal Square. Oh, I see, because it's these are the two cities in the USA that it's affiliated with, Bloomington and Normal. If you're from those two cities, leave a comment and let us know how what kind of vibe those cities are, what you got there in Bloomington and Normal. So you have the statue of a very distinguished looking gentleman, and we've come up to the park, which, as you'd expect, is largely covered in snow. So I actually don't know what's really here. I just know that it's a park and it seems to be quite a big one. So yeah, let's take a look. What is the name of this park? Jo Nani Koen. I'll put the name in the video. But yeah, it's simply a winter wonderland. I imagine they must have had like Christmas or Oktoberfest stuff here. It would have been a perfect place for it. I see there's a bridge there. Let's see if we can get to the bridge. Or I suppose before that, let's take a look at the map. Oh my god, the snow's very deep again. Yeah, we've got a swan pond. Can't imagine how many swans chilling out at this time. You have a shrine. Ooh. A pier again. Don't think they're doing boats right now. Yeah, let's take a look at the shrine and the bridge down this way. See, you have a little bridge here. I think they're setting up the strings for New Year's, so people can hang up their New Year's wishes and such. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think they're doing the boats right now. That is the lake, and it is properly frozen. Imagine not enough to like to ski on it or something, but yeah, that ain't a flowing river, that's for sure. And yeah, here's the shrine. Looks absolutely beautiful, covered in a blanket of white snow. So I got the goshuin from that shrine, which, in case you don't know what goshuin are, I've mentioned them a few times in my videos. They're basically kind of stamp collecting for Japanese shrines. They all have their own little kind of design, and they usually do a bit of calligraphy to mark the day in which you purchased it and such. And then you stick it in little books, which kind of act as, yeah, little stamp collection slash where you've visited, etc. I've got so many of these, and I haven't stamped them in my book. I don't think you could probably fit them all in the one book I have anymore, but that's okay. Anyways, let's see if we can go onto that bridge. I have a feeling we maybe can't, because if they haven't kind of, how do you say? If they haven't gritted it up, then, well, it's going to be a bit. Can we get there? Is the first thing. Yeah, I think that's all boarded up. Yeah, I was going to say let's take a look, but I mean, look at the benches and all this area has been boarded up with snow. So methinks that we cannot go there. So I'm going to attempt to climb these stairs, which I'm not sure how advisable this is, given that any part of this snow could just be ice, and I would then slippy slide down to the bottom, just like Mario 64. I feel like I've made that reference like 4 times in my Hokkaido videos, but that's fine. Anyways, what I wanted to come up to here was this bridge over there. Apparently, oh, sorry, I need to focus on where I'm stepping. Apparently it's one of the most, how do I say, picturesque bridges in all of Japan. And there you are. They seem very proud of it, because apparently their mascot also has a design on it. I learned all about this bridge in another YouTuber's video, a T1D Wanderer. Check him out if you like my kind of videos. He does some really good videos on all sorts of places in Japan. But yeah, I can't remember what the name of the bridge is. Maybe it's the Asahikawa Bridge, if I were to guess. I don't know. If it's not that, I'll put it down in the video. Very lovely. Nice walk around Asahikawa. It's got a nice vibe to it. It's got a somewhat kind of grittier vibe to it, which I think is quite good, because some Japanese cities I feel like can be a bit too sterile and clean, which maybe sounds a bit weird, but I think there's a nice balance there. But yeah, what we're going to be doing now is going back to the station and hopefully running our train. I say hopefully because the line that we're riding today has had some cancellations, which obviously not a good sign for the train you're taking. But yeah, let's see if our train's still going ahead. According to the website, which I checked a little while ago, it is, but you never know. So yeah, if it's not, well, this video is going to be, I don't know what's going to happen to the video. I guess I'll just stay in Asahikawa. Already had a very nice lunch in a very cute kind of like cat picture filled cafe. I talked to the owner and she said it's not hers, it's just that on Instagram a lot of people just keep sending her pictures, so she just puts them up in the cafe. But yeah, very nice, very delicious. But now we're going to go and head over into the station. We've still got about like 30 minutes until the train arrives, but I need to collect a ticket, not for this train but for tomorrow's train, and buy some drinks and stuff, because it's a 2-hour train thereabouts. So yeah. Alright, and here we are at Asahikawa Station, and while it might not look like much on the outside, on the inside it's actually a very pleasantly designed station. It's kind of got a wood theming going on. It's probably designed by some famous bloke known for designing stuff, but yeah, no, it's really pleasant. A lot better than Sapporo Station, which, to be fair, that seemed to have been under construction or renovation or whatever, but that station was very cramped and not awfully pleasant. But here it's nice and open and warm, as you'll see when we enter the station. Alright, so let's go fetch our tickets. Actually, before then, let's take a look at our time for our train, just to make sure it's not cancelled or anything like that. Alright, it's not. So it's the 13:35 to Wakkanai, although we're not going to Wakkanai yet.
カードや切符の取り忘れにご注意ください。発見しています。切符をお受け取りください。
Alright, so let's try to not drop my camera again. Alright, and we have all the pieces we need to make our journey, which I don't think I've mentioned. I've probably mentioned in the intro, but not yet. And that is the smallest village in Hokkaido, and probably one of the smallest in all of Japan, in the middle of northern Hokkaido, pretty much the middle of nowhere. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Let me get my tickets. Ooh, and I think we're arriving just as it's coming, so let's quickly head on over so we can greet the train. Oh, there it is. That was very well timed. Anyways, my carriage is not here, but up in the front, because we are going green car today. And I believe it was this train that had something strange. The green car was a very small section, so I was just curious and seeing what it's like. So this is the same carriage, but this is not green car yet. Green car is in. Not here. It's in here. Look how tiny this is. Not many seats. And my seat, speaking of, is 9A, so this one right here. So let's get ourselves settled and comfy for the approximately 2-hour journey. So I'm all settled in this seat, but before anyone arrives, I again just want to show you just how small this is. So you've got 9 seats, just 9 seats for this green car, which is extremely short. I mean, I suppose there's just not much demand for green cars on this route, although I would have assumed there would be because the route is so long up to Wakkanai. But then again, I don't think many people are looking to go to Wakkanai, so... Oh, hello. So yeah, I guess that's just how it is. The train we're riding to Otoineppu with is the Sarubetsu Limited Express train, travelling between Asahikawa and Wakkanai. While there are only 2 round trips per day, there is also one special Soya Sarubetsu service starting from Sapporo all the way up to Wakkanai, taking around 5 hours and covering almost 400 kilometers. If you're riding this train from Asahikawa, I'd recommend taking the left-hand side as it follows the Teshio River and gives better views than the right-hand side, which is just forest for most of the time. It's not long, however, before we reach Otoineppu, our final destination for today. Alrighty, and we have arrived at Otoineppu, not Japan, but Hokkaido's smallest village, and probably one of Japan's smallest villages as well. Alrighty, before anything else, let's go see the train off. Alrighty, so Otoineppu, population of around 500 I believe, and pretty much the exact midpoint of the Soya line, the train line that we're on, which is, I believe, the reason why cars stop here, because otherwise, if you'd imagine, the smallest village wouldn't deserve, a stop on the limited express train, but I think local trains also terminate here, so I guess it's just used to connect to other locations as well. And I think they have like a goods depot over there maybe. I'm not 100% sure. Alright, good morning, evening, afternoon, and today I'm at Otoineppu, Hokkaido's smallest village and one of the smallest villages in all of Japan. And I'm stranded. But that's okay because I've got some accommodation, or I think I do. I reserved a place, it's like a hostel, and you use their website, and I did it, I paid, and they said, oh yes, you're all good. They sent an email, but it's like not via booking.com or anything. I've had no kind of contact since then, so I'm just hoping it all works out. So yeah, let's go explore the station. So Otoineppu usually receives just a few limited express trains, just like the one we just rode, and a few local trains a day. However, the local trains today are all cancelled. Now, when I saw this morning, I looked at the status map on JR Hokkaido and I saw there were issues in this line. I was like, oh no. And I saw that the local trains are cancelled. I thought that was going to affect the limited express trains. But in fact, the reason why the local trains are cancelled are because the actual trains themselves are like under maintenance or like they have issues. So that didn't affect us. But anyways, yeah, Otoineppu. It's like a very cute little station actually. It has got some history as well, which I'll talk a bit about when we get into the actual station building itself. But first of all, we have this little cute train thingamabob. But yeah, anyways, let's make our way over to the actual station building. So Otoineppu actually used to have two lines coming across it. Obviously this line and a branch line with which there should be a little kind of memorial museum exhibition thingamabob in here. But let's just go in first. Ah, konnichiwa. Hai. なんか切符ホルダーに残してしまったと思う。メールの確認があるんだけど。Whoops, so I accidentally left my ticket in the ticket holder, so do not do that. I had to show my email and he said, okay, I'll leave it as an exception this time. But anyways, we're here at the Tenbokusen Shiryo-shitsu. So anyways, we're at that, the little kind of museum-esque thing for the line I just talked about, which is the Tenbokusen, the Tenboku line, which used to go from Otoineppu to kind of the eastern side of the Cape of Soya, which is the area that we're at right now. And I believe it was abolished sometime in the 80s. And you can see here they have so much. So first of all, this is a little diagram of what Otoineppu used to be. As you can see, a very big train yard. Used to have a turntable as well. Used to have all sorts of things. And, oh bloody hell. And here you have so many pictures. So you see these are the plows they used to use to get the snow out of the way. Yeah, so you see here, this is the map. So the left branch is the left branch is the Soya main line, then the right branch is that abolished line. You can see there's some station building pictures up here, and yeah, also a map of all sorts of different rail lines that used to be here. There used to be, honestly, Hokkaido used to have so many train lines, but at the same time, so many of them have now gone, which is a real shame. You had some really beautiful ones along the coast and such, but all we can do is visit them while we can, pretty much, right? One you can see here is the timetable. Oh, for the bus. It needs to be for the bus and make it clear. And if you're wondering what the transport situation is like along the former Tenpoku line, as often for abolished lines it was replaced by a bus, but was gradually whittled down until all regular bus services were abolished in 2023. What's left, as you can see here, is now a reservation-only bus that runs maybe around 3 times a day. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to try to find my accommodation and hope that it was accepted, because if it wasn't accepted, that would be a big problem. But yeah, what I'm going to do, hopefully, without issue, I'm going to get in and then just put my bags down and everything, and then we'll see if we can explore the village a little bit. So yeah. So I think this is it. Well, let's take a look. Well, currently the food, because I think this is where they do soba, currently that's down, but obviously the guest house should be no problem. Ah, すみません、ここはゲストハウスですね。はい。はい、どうぞ。こんにちは。列車かなんか自転車？そう、いや、電車で。で、これローマ字で書いていいですか？ローマ字で。ごめん、私はなんか日本語で書くのが下手ですので、ごめん。ありがとうございます。どこを目指すんですか？まあ結局稚内を目指すです。そうそうそう。こちらの方でバイクで宗谷岬を。バイク？おお、かっこいいな。そう、私はただ電車でちょっとつまらないんですが。お食事はどうされます？お食事。あ、食事、晩ご飯とジンギスカン定食でジンギスカンとお蕎麦とご飯がついてくる。ジンギスカンにしましょう。そうそうそう。まあ私は九州に住んでいますので、あそこではあんまり食べれないんだ。そう。I just exited the hostel and a local train has arrived. Oh boy, how do I take a look at it? Oh no, I think I'm too late to see it depart maybe. I've not even put up my jacket. I've not even set up the gimbal. Look, it's an absolute nightmare. Yeah, so this is just a local one-man train. Sorry, I did not plan this at all. I was about to just be like, okay, so let's go explore the surrounding area. But it's just turned into this now. So yeah, you got another one of these local trains, lovely. Okay, seeing the train was not the objective, so we're going to move on. I don't really want to wait until the train departs because, sorry, I just wanted to see if I could fake out the train and make it leave now. But no, what I want to do is quickly explore the town before it gets completely dark, because I will be leaving fairly early tomorrow morning. So yeah, while we can, I mean, I don't think there's too much to explore, but let's take a look around. First of all, here's the station building. Again, quite large, you'd expect for just, a really tiny village, really, right? But again, it used to have that other train line, and I think it's got a few tourist destinations. There is a ski slope over there, although it seems to be all of what rural Hokkaido has. Wherever I go, it's just, oh yes, we have skiing. But yeah, looking on the map, Otoineppu pretty much has maybe 2 or 3 eateries, 1 kind of supermarket, and that's pretty much it. So I think this will probably be a very quick overview, and I have to step through. They have not even cleared out this part of the street, so that's fun. Alrighty. Ooh. So over there seems to be some kind of supermarket. Yeah, it seems to just be a kind of an independent konbini. I'm not quite sure if it is a chain actually or not. It does say chain on that sign over there, so I'm not quite sure, but yeah, that's cute. I've never seen that before. But yeah, I think this must have been the main street of Otoineppu, but it's pretty quiet now. There is not a whole lot going on. It's a good thing then that the hostel I'm staying at also has food, which we will be taking out probably very shortly because there's not much left to show here. Oh, apparently that's a snack bar. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else really beyond here. The only thing I saw on Google Maps is that there's a Seiko Mart over there, and there's like 100-year kind of anniversary marker over there as well. But literally, there's nothing else really here. There's not even really many interesting kind of older abandoned buildings to show you. Pretty much all of them seem to be used. So I'm just going to head back to my hostel and pretty much just relax there, and also of course have my dinner, which I'll show you. But you know, that's fine with me because today was supposed to be kind of a relaxed day after 4 days on the trot recording videos, so that works for me. It's fine. Apart from being a junction station, Otoineppu is also famous for its own brand of soba, served to travellers on its station platform and distinctive for its deep black appearance. It was however unfortunately lost in 2021 when the restaurant was closed. Thankfully, the guest house I'm staying in has revived the soba, serving it in the guest house alongside occasionally in the station itself. It's a good thing as the village has no restaurants remaining and the guest house is the only form of accommodation near the station. And it's a lot longer before I'm talking to some of the locals and even managed to get a word or two from the original maker of Otoineppu Soba. そのおといねぶ来てくださいとか。来てください。はい、オッケー。おといねぶ来いよ。酒本だぞ。Okay. And I think that's a good message to end off the video. I really enjoyed my stay in Otoineppu, and while there's not a whole lot to do in the area, it was a nice adventure to Hokkaido's smallest village. For now though, that's where I'll end things off. Stay safe and have a good one.